Greetings, Accounting 201. I would like to complete brief exercise 4-14 using an Excel document to demonstrate how to do the closing entries and then post the amounts to the T account ledger. The problem says the income statement for the Timberline Golf Company Incorporated for the month ended July 31 shows service revenue $16,000. Salaries and wages expense $8,400, maintenance and repairs expense $2,500, and income tax expense $1,000. The statement of retained earnings shows an opening balance for retained earnings of $20,000 and dividends of $1,300. Prepare closing journal entries, and then they want us to tell them what is the ending balance in retained earnings. I've taken the liberty to write them on this side so that I don't have to flip back and forth to the posting section of this. So the first thing we're going to write, they want us to do the closing entries. So we will write closing entries on the first line. And we do that so that we can tell in the journal it doesn't come from any source document, and so that's why we write closing entries at the top of it. The date was July 31. Our first closing entry is to close revenue into income summary. Revenue has a credit balance of $16,000, so we will debit it to close it. And we credit income summary. Remember to indent the credits. Our next closing entry is to close our expense accounts into the income summary. Expenses have debit balances, so we need to credit them to make them equal to 0. I've taken the liberty to add these up, and the total of the expenses is $11,900. Salary and wages expense is a credit of $8,400. Maintenance and repairs expense is a credit of $2,500. And income tax expense is a credit of $1,000. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is to go back and post these into the different accounts so I can see what my balance of income summary is. So I'm going to click into the posting, and we debited service revenue for $16,000, and we credited income summary for $16,000. That was our first posting. Our next posting was to debit income summary for $11,900 and credit the expenses. $11,900 is a debit, and then we credited these. $8,400, $2,500, and $1,000. So now we can see what the balance in income summary is, whether it's a debit or credit, and then how much. When we take $16,000 minus $11,900, we have a balance of $4,100 credit. So to close our income summary account, we will need to debit $4,100 and credit retained earnings. So we'll do the 31st. Debit income summary. Oops. Indent. And then our dividends is fairly simple. We just see the balance right there is $1,300. So it'll be the 31st. It is a debit balance. So to close out our dividends account, we will need to credit it. So we will credit, debit retained earnings. And credit dividends. And then we'll go and post these into our accounts here. So on this one, it would become 4,100. So then our 16,000 would equal. We debited for 4,100, and we credited retained earnings for 4,100. And then our dividends, we debited 1,300, and we credited dividends 1,300. So the question was, they wanted to know what our balance was in retained earnings. So if we add the 20,000 and the 4,100 together, and then subtract out the 1,300, our balance is 22,800. That is how you go about doing the closing entries and then posting them to the T account ledger. Hope it helped you.